At 1 o'clock this morning, the Prime Minister was still working on her conference speech in her hotel room when the first news came of the latest statement by Sarah Keyes. Within an hour, a full text had been provided by Downing Street, and Mr. Parkinson was summoned to an urgent meeting in Mrs. Thatcher's ironically named suite. At that stage, at that 2 o'clock meeting, in the room behind me, no decision was taken for Mr. Parkinson to resign. But in the cold light of morning, after fresh consultations with senior figures in the party, it was agreed that Mr. Parkinson would have to go to save the party further embarrassment. The only question that remained was the timing of the resignation, and it was agreed they should get it over with as quickly as possible. Downstairs, the tension was growing as ministers came and went from hurried meetings, and there was a gradual realization amongst the waiting press that it was only a matter of time before something happened. It was the late editions of The Times which contained the bombshell that ended Mr. Parkinson's ministerial career. The demand for the papers betrayed the growing feeling that resignation would inevitably follow.
I would like just to tell the conference, to read the conference the following statement, which 10 Downing Street issued at 9:45 this morning. The Right Honourable Cecil Parkinson has tendered his resignation as Secretary of State for Trade and Industry, and the Prime Minister has accepted it with regret.
Back at their hotel, Mr. Parkinson and his wife Anne left hurriedly through a side entrance. There was no comment from the man who only last night said he was determined to stay in office. His friend said he strongly disputed some of Sarah Keyes' facts, but he wasn't going to say anything in public. The bouquets which they'd received after his conference speech yesterday had been abandoned.
There comes the moment in anyone's life in which he has to say, can I do the job properly? And I think this week has shown two things clearly. One is the loyalty of a party and of friends, which is, if I may say so, something in public life which I'm proud of. And the second thing is that when a man felt that he couldn't do the job he was supposed to do, then he resigned.
It's a great personal sadness to me to see him go.
Has the government been